Hello, this is the Tradesight US Stocks, Futures, and Forex Market Preview for the week beginning Sunday the 27th of June 2021, ending Friday, July 2nd, heading into 4th of July weekend. Hope you had a good trading week. Here's a look at the dollar index. As you can see, pretty much sideways the whole week if you look at where last Friday's close was, and it'll be clear in a second when I show the intra-week action. Nothing there. Now, the 13 buy signal back in May was exactly on point, and we curled up, and that part worked. But everything else is not interesting. The euro dollar is the inverse of the dollar index. Note that this is a 13 sell signal potentially developing that's never going to become a sell signal because we're nowhere near, like if you look at it, we're nowhere near the 8. We're nowhere near above everything. It's not an extension, so ignore that. Pound dollar, dead flat sideways. It's interesting that this thing hasn't had a seeker signal for a year plus. Really interesting. Aussie dollar dead flat since the end of the year, or the start of the year, whatever you want to call it. Euro yen also not much going on. We're kind of heading into the summer months, and usually this is the time of year where we go half size. If I was looking at 2 weeks ago, I thought, maybe we don't need to, but now I'm kind of starting to wonder. So if we get one more week like this, we're going to go half size and back off on Forex a bit, as we usually do around this time of year. The pound yen, not much there. The pound Swiss, look at that. How flat is that overall? All right, so in terms of the intra-week action, here's the euro dollar high to low for the week. You can see if I go like this is last Friday on the far left, and high to low for the week is 110 pips, which is horrible. And usually the euro dollar trades 120 per day. 110 for the week does not cover it, right? And then here's the pound dollar, where you got about 200 pips. Not great. There's 13 sell signal there, but it doesn't really matter. This has just been, look, Forex is not exciting. There's no signals on the broader charts. There's nothing to look at. So let's just move forward and focus on some other stuff. Here's the ES. Here's the ES front month futures contract. This is the daily chart of the broad market in futures form. Got a 13 sell signal. We are right at that sell signal right now. The risk line, we're right up against it, with a small gain on Friday. So let's go through what we actually saw on Friday. Crude oil 74.05. New highs. Gold down $5.20. So there's nothing really there either. S&P cash 1421 up 14.21 points. So this one's broken above the risk line. We'll see what that means. But again, part of me thinks this is about the end of the quarter, end of the half year. I don't know. But NASDAQ 100 down 20.77. The SOX down 12.31 is what it is. The biotech's up 40.21. Russell 2000 up 0.77. These are all Friday's numbers, obviously. Near highs on the Russell. The VIX down 35 cents to 1562. So this is a drop in the VIX, and that's fine. The trend at 0.99, that doesn't really do us anything. Points the 10-day moving average at 1.16. NASDAQ volume 7. It says 7.4 billion shares on Friday for the rebalance, but it was, whatever. It doesn't really matter. It was a very dead session. So advanced decline ratio on the NASDAQ plus 476, so more stocks up than down. On the New York plus 301, more stocks up than down. Google up 17 cents. Apple down 30 cents. Netflix up $9 and a penny. There's a gap up there, obviously. Amazon down 47.62. So Amazon's coming back, but again, it's been stuck in a range for a year, better part of a year. Tesla down 7.95, also doing nothing. Facebook down $1.81. It did make new closing highs the day before. Zoom down 93 cents. This thing doesn't look great overall. Goldman Sachs up 2 cents. 2 cents on Goldman Sachs. Nobody cares. TLT, the 20-year bond ETF, down $1.49. The Dow up 237 points. Bitcoin is currently at 34,400. And that is what it is. All right. In terms of economic data for the week, let's go to 10-minute candles. So here's the ES, and here's what you see. This is, such a dead flat week almost every day. This is untradeable, even though so Monday you open with a small gap up, but really flat, and then push up and then dead flat. Tuesday, small flat opening, little push up in the first hour and a half, let's say, and then dead flat. Got a 13 sell signal, didn't matter. Dead flat all day Wednesday, small gap up Thursday, dead flat Friday, small gap. This is untradeable. Just look at that, and it is untradeable. So we just want to point that out. There's really nothing else to say about any of this. I don't even want to focus on it anymore. Let's just get to the economic data coming out this week and move forward. So in terms of the data, Bank of Japan Summary of Opinions Sunday, we already got that. German import-export prices. Monday night, the unemployment rate and retail sales out of Japan. Nothing here in the U.S. on Monday. Nationwide housing price index out of the UK, 2 a.m. Eastern time on Tuesday. German preliminary CPI, Spanish flash CPI. Italy goes on bank holiday. Got the money supply numbers out of the UK. Housing price index out of the U.S. At 9 a.m. Eastern time on Tuesday. CB consumer confidence at 10 a.m. on Tuesday. BRC shop price index at 7 p.m. Preliminary industrial production out of Japan. China manufacturing PMI number at 9 p.m. Eastern time on Tuesday. Final ANZ business confidence number out of New Zealand. Private sector credit out of Australia. Consumer confidence out of Japan. Housing starts out of Japan. Current account out of the UK. Final GDP out of the UK. Revised business investment. This is all Wednesday at 2 a.m. Eastern time. French consumer spending. French preliminary CPI. We got the German unemployment change numbers. Credit Suisse economic expectations. Europe has CPI flash estimate at 5 a.m. Eastern time on Wednesday. No data here in the U.S. Oh, there is. Sorry, my bad. I just hadn't scrolled down far enough. ADP non-farm employment change at 8:15 a.m. Eastern time. Canada has their GDP, IPPI, RMPI at 8:30. Chicago PMI out of the U.S. here at 9:45 Eastern time. Pending home sales at 10. Crude oil inventories at 10:30. AIG manufacturing index out of Australia. New Zealand has their building consents, Tankan manufacturing index out of Japan at 7:50 p.m. Eastern time Wednesday night. Then their final manufacturing PMI number at 8:30. Australia has their trade balance, Caxton manufacturing PMI out of China, 10-year bond auction out of Japan. Europe, German retail sales, commodity prices, CPI, retail sales out of Switzerland, Spanish manufacturing PMI, Swiss, Italian, French, German, broad European sector, same numbers, and then Italy's got their monthly unemployment rate, final manufacturing PMI out of the UK, Europe unemployment rate, French 10-year bond auction. We got a bank holiday out of Canada on Thursday. U.S. has final manufacturing PMI and ISM manufacturing PMI at 9:45 and 10 a.m. Eastern time, respectively, with construction spendings too. Ward's total vehicle sales, natty gas at 10:30. Japan's got their monetary base. And then on Friday, French government budget balance, Spanish unemployment change, PPI out of Europe, building permits, trade balance out of Canada, unemployment rate and trade balance out of the U.S. on Friday. Two of our big three the same day, manufacturing PMI out of Canada and factory orders out of the U.S. at 10 a.m. on Friday. What does that really come down to? Here's what it means. With the bigger numbers on Friday, what I do want to clarify though is this. There's no real data that's going to affect it because of the way the world works here on these days. So Wednesday is the end of the half year mark. Hard to believe. That's when we're going to print our statements for the second quarter. So it's going to be it's a month end, quarterly end, half year end, all print your bonuses. A lot of times you get a market reversal on that day. So we will see what that leads to. But at the current time, focus on the holiday itself and what happens from there. So like, for example, on July last year, here it is, you can see we pulled back a bit, and then July 1st, we went back up, right? And we had been down, for that part of the year so far. If you go back to July, the other year, not so much, a little bit of a top out on that day, and we did pull back in July and August. So, it's a key point a lot of times is July 1st. Right now we're up, we're near the high, we're at the highs. We got 13 sell signal. Do we get the reversal? But again, at this point, it's hard to say Monday and Tuesday are become very negative. That doesn't really make sense, right? But the action might start. I mean, obviously, look, August is one of my favorite months of the year. It obviously has a lot of action usually. You can't skip August, and we'll see what happens. But, if nothing happens, if that's how this year goes, it is what it is. All right, so we've got all the economic data out. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. If you've not yet taken the trial of our services, feel free to do so. We will help you out for a couple weeks. Have a great trading week.